All right, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Coach Brian King here. Welcome to Connect, Trade, and Grow. I'm excited today because we actually get to spend some time with the coaches. We wanted to reach out to the community because it really starts with connection. Now, what we're going to be doing on this call is really just kind of talking about our story. We're going to talk about some of the exciting new changes that we have. We're going to be talking about some of the funding that we were able to offer as well. And we really would just want to bring it together because if you're like me, you ever been to a party and you go to with a bunch of people, you don't know anybody. We don't want our group to feel like this. We want this to be a place that you feel comfortable connecting, trading, and growing. So, my name is yours truly, Brian King. We have Coach Chadwin and Coach Cindy, and I want to kind of talk about on how we started this journey. Now, I worked for a company for about 7 to 8 years. It was a international trading company. And so we taught people how to trade stocks, futures, forex options, investor options. And so I really love this company. It took me around the world. I was able to do seminars. And so I did up to 3 to 4 seminars every weekend for years. I was paid to be a coach. I got hired initially to deal with fear and greed. And eventually I started to trade. And what I found out in trading is that trading, while it is can be simple, is very hard, but can be very promising because it's an uncapped potential. I worked with some amazing people that lived all over the world, and I was blessed to work in that type of environment. Now, something happened in 2020, maybe you heard of it, COVID. And so I remember I made my money doing seminars. I came back the day after my birthday, and I get a phone call that my contract, which is a high six-figure contract, is now cut. On top of that, I had my wife at home that was pregnant, and I'm paying insurance out of pocket, right? I'm paying 100% out of pocket because I was self-employed. Then I start praying. I'm saying, God, what am I supposed to do? I feel like there's a lot of things going on that are out of my control. And I felt that I heard a small voice say, what do you have in your hand? And what I thought about that was, I know how to trade. And so, ladies and gentlemen, me taking that step out of trading changed my life. With that being said, I want to bring on Coach Cindy and I want her to share her part of the story and how all this stuff comes together. Coach Cindy?
Hi guys, welcome to our Facebook page, our group, and so we're so excited to have you guys here today, and so excited that we get to be on this journey with you guys. Yes, so I have a finance degree, working in the financial field, and I clearly remember being pregnant, Coach Brian coming home telling me this bad news, and so we kind of just sitting there kind of, Lord, what's going to happen, and so I remember him telling me that the Lord told him, what's in your hand. And so we started to teach people, we started to reach out and say, you know what, we can't be there physically because this was all happening during COVID, but we can be there spiritually and we can be a helping hand to others. And so I remember when Coach gave me some money to go get my hair done and my nails done. You know, ladies, we have to, look beautiful for our husbands. I was able then to take that money and multiply it in the market. And then I posted this to Facebook and I said, hey guys, if anyone is willing to learn, and if anyone wants to learn how to trade, this is what I've done. I was able to take money, some pocket money that my husband gave me, multiplied it in the market, and then I was able to technically get my nails and hair done for free. And so this was kind of the birth of where we are today, just wanting to help, having a servant's heart to help those that are in need, help those who don't have access, help those who were not aware of the other income opportunities that they had. And so we have just been blessed to be able to teach all around the world, to help those impact the lives of their family and their friends. And so it was because of that Facebook post that many people commented, many people reached out and said, yes, I wanted help. And so we have just been on this journey of just impacting people for the kingdom. And so one of those amazing people who commented is none other than Coach Chadwin, but I'm going to let him tell the story. But just know that we are here to serve, we are here to help you, and we just have an open heart and open mind, because at the end of the day, all of us have a part to play in this world. Whether you're a teacher, whether you're a trader, whether you are administrator, it doesn't matter. Everyone can do this, and it's open to everyone. The market is the greatest equalizer there is in the world, and so we want to open that up to you. We want to make you aware of what's out there.
Hey everyone, hope you guys can hear me well. I believe there's some issue with internet this side, so just checking if you guys can hear me. Fine, let me know in the chat if you can. Awesome. So yeah, it's an interesting thing when people ask you how do you get into trading. You have to say I saw a post about hair on Facebook. That's a strange one. But as Coach Cindy said, absolutely. How we got into it was I saw her post, and I looked at that and I said to myself, you know what? I know this person from school. Now she hasn't said that, but I'm saying it. We knew each other, and we went to school together. But she emigrated and she left the country, and she left us all behind here, of course. And so we were looking, yearning and desiring, to for a way out. And there, Coach Cindy has gotten ready to do her hair, and I get to see that particular post. Oh, jokes aside, just like you are seeing this today, is what I saw on that day. I saw a simple Facebook post, and to many people on this call right now, this is just a simple Facebook stream or a simple post, but it became so life changing. And if you were to tell me those years back that I would one day be sitting on this side of the screen speaking to so many people all across the world, it would be absolutely mind boggling to me. Let me tell you something about my background. It's not supposed to be this way. I'm not supposed to have a worldwide audience. I'm not supposed to be able to speak into lives across multiple continents. But that's what God afforded me. Yes, we are unapologetically Christian and we are believers, we are people of faith, and that's what God afforded me. And so through that little simple post, I got connected with Coach Cindy and Coach Brian, and we then got on this journey where you are seeing us today. But this is a long story, and we could tell you a lot more about this that would drastically impact your life. But truth be told, the important bits was this: I needed an opportunity. God provided an opportunity for me through these two people on this call. So what we did was, and Coach Brian will speak to this, is we had to learn the hard way that this industry is not as clean as it seems. And so instead of us just taking our bits and pieces out of the industry and going our merry way, as so many are inclined to do, we decided to investigate how we can change this industry as a whole. So me coming from the background I did, Coach Cindy coming from the background she did, and Coach Brian coming from the background that he did, which by the way, although he's in America, is not all rosy as they say it is. We then embarked on a journey where we decided we are going to touch millions of lives. Yes, I said it, millions. Now, if you're one of our students, you might be thinking, is Coach just gone crazy? Because we previously spoke about thousands. No, we haven't. We've enlarged the vision. Guess why? We are not limiting God. We're not limiting what He can do. So, Coach Brian's going to speak to this, and I want him to kind of share with you some of the pitfalls because out of us all, he's been in this industry the longest. Not only been in this industry, but he's been at the number one trading institution probably across the world. And that puts him in the best position to see what was wrong with the industry and how we can make it right. So, Coach Brian, what were some of the things that you saw that was not correct that we are now changing?
Hey, thank you, Coach. I think one of the biggest things that I noticed was there's a lot of institutions that were just driven by money. And so I work for a place where to learn how to trade costs between 25,000 US up to $55,000. Here's the crazy part. There were so many people that wanted to change their lives, but it was priced in a way that it was just unaffordable for them. Just think about this. Do I want to trade or do I want to buy a car? Do I want to learn how to trade or do I want to take my children's college tuition and put that towards trading? And so some people were actually having to make that decision. Another thing that I ran into was a lot of people wanted to learn the skill, but they didn't have the funding. You understand what I'm saying with this one? And so let's really look at this one. Look at the economy right now. Look at inflation right now, and just ask yourself this question: can I afford to be losing money while I learn a skill? And I think unequivocally we would all say, no, I don't want to lose money while I'm learning a skill. But that's very common in this industry. Matter of fact, my last contract of 18 months, which some people on here know me from, I remember speaking to the producer. And so he came down to Dallas to talk with me. And he flat out said, people don't want to learn how to trade. They just want to be entertained. And I said, whoa, 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 I can't do that, man. My name, if I put my name on something, it's got to mean something, man. I'm a kingdom citizen, man. God is using me to make an impact and a difference. I just can't do something any kind of way. And so maybe you agree with, just put a 7 in the chat if you're listening. I learned from my mother when I was a child, a good name is worth more than gold.
Mm.
What won't you do for money? One thing that I want to be very clear with Connect, Trade, and Grow is that we're very focused on making an impact. And the impact is we want to get you to the place that you're not worried about money and you can focus on purpose to build God's kingdom. Now, what Coach said was very powerful. A couple of months back, I got it in my spirit to create a podcast. It came out of nowhere. And so we sat down there like, oh my God, Coach, like a podcast? I don't even like talking on the thing. And I said, hey, we need to do this. We need a podcast because I feel that we need to be able to get our name out. Would you believe a brand new podcast had over 100,000 views in less than 6 months? Yeah, we monetized the YouTube channel. We have thousands of watch hours. And what it was is that we were obedient to what God was calling us to do. So why am I taking time to talk like this? I think it's very important that we understand there's things in life that we need to be able to do, but we have to be intentional for that to happen. So, Coach, I don't want to overtalk. You know, I get excited, but I'll pass it back to you, man. And we'll just keep this dialogue going on because we definitely want to bless the ears of the people that are listening right now.
No, absolutely, Coach. I think it's important that if you're going to leave a legacy behind, you have to be impact minded. You have to decide at some point in your life, what is it that I'm doing here? Because a seed only brings forth unless it dies, once it dies. And that death is a death to your selfish ambitions, right? A death to your own path, only just your way. You have to say to yourself, you know what, it's not enough for me to just exist. I've got to change the lives of all of those who exist. And that's kind of what, and I know if you're listening to this, it probably seems like, man, this is such a big vision. And it is. That's why we need you, right? That's why we need more people like you, people who share the same models and goals as we have. Because one of the things that's lacking in this industry is that this is a very materialistic industry. Now, we're not saying you can't have things. We're saying those things should not have you. And so what we want to do is create a community of people that have the same models and mindsets in mind as we do. I don't know about you, but if you're looking at the world right now, things are absolutely going crazy. People have lost, in the words of Coach Brian King, their doggone mind, right? They've gone and lost their doggone mind. Now, that's exactly what's happening now. We want to provide a haven or a place where people who have not yet lost their mind can thrive in a community where it makes sense to do so. And with that, we've gone and looked at all these various industries, and I'm going to speak to this a little bit later even more. But one of the pitfalls and the things that we saw is, as Coach Brian mentioned, is people don't have access to funding. And if they do, it comes with some kind of a chain attached to it that is meant to strangle you from the get-go. So if you think about normal brokerage accounts and normal leveraged accounts, or even just stock trading, all these restrictions and rules and limitations that are put in place to actually make you fail. Companies and big banks make money off of you failing. It's not in their interest for you to succeed. So you needed something else. We needed to create something else. Something that made it easier for people to succeed. Something that was trader focused. Something that was personal. Something that suited what we'd want. I don't know about you, but like if it's good enough for me, then I'm willing to give it to other people. But if it's not good enough for me, I'm not willing to give it to other people. And that's kind of what was the line that it needed to cross, or the standard that it needed to meet, which we'll speak about a little bit later as I get to that. That was the standard it needed to meet in order for us to bring these products to you. So we've got exciting things coming up in the near future. Coach Cindy's going to speak some more to that. We've got exciting programs planned for this group, for this community. And you're going to want to stay connected and stay engaged, because we're about to change the landscape of this industry as a whole. And if you want to be part of that, then I need you to put in the chat right now, make me part of that. Make me part of that. Coach Cindy, what are some of the things that are essential for traders, and what are some of the things that we are bringing in the near future? I know you've got the whole list right there, and I know that if we let Coach Brian run wild, there'll be another 100 things on there. But what are some of the key points that we're kind of bringing right now?
Absolutely. First and foremost, a lot of people think that trading is very difficult or they think it's very complex. Well, it doesn't have to be. Trading is actually a simple thing, but at the end of the day, you need to work hard at it. So you have to choose your hard. Okay. So it's going to be hard in the market if you don't go through the education or if you don't have a strategy, or you can do the hard first, is go through your studying, go through the education, and then trading will be simple. So we've made it very, very simple for you guys, in order to go through the process, because at the end of the day, there's a lot of things that comes into play when it comes into trading, but it doesn't have to be difficult. It doesn't have to be complex. Does that make sense? And so we've come up with a 3-step OPM process. OPM stands for other people's money. Yes, you heard me right. Other people's money. That's how the financial institutions do it. That's how they make their money. They use other people's money in order to make money. Does that make sense? So we're going to use the same concept. Instead, we're going to use it for our personal trading. And so step number one, very important, is the theory. So we have the M3 strategy, which is mindset, multiplication, and management. Okay, so we're going to help you develop a powerful trader's mindset. Trading is 80 to 90% psychological. Okay, so if we can get that down in the very beginning or help you break some habits, it's going to be very powerful for your trading. Okay, and then we want to multiply your profits with strategic trading. Now, in order for you to get a strategy, you have to have the education, you have to have the why behind the candle formations, the why behind all these indicators, supply and demand, and all those things. Okay. And number three is you want to master risk and your trade management. Very, very important. In order for you to be a successful trader, you need all three of these M's to come together, kind of form like a triangle. Okay. One does not work without the other. Okay. Does that make sense? And so you can have a powerful strategy, but if you don't have the right mindset, you won't be as successful as you would like to be. And then step number two is application. We call it the 3P framework, which is plan, and practice, practice, practice. All the P's. Okay. So number one, you have to have a trading plan. Trading is a business. I'm going to say that again. Trading is a business, okay? Because it's your time, your resources, it's just you as an individual going up against the market, okay? So you have to have a plan. I don't know any successful business that does not have a plan for the institution of a company, okay? And you want to have a strong risk management plan as well, okay? Same thing. Go to any major company, everybody has a risk management plan in place just in case of complications, the market's turning the other way, or like, for example, a natural disaster. Okay. And then, of course, you want to practice, practice, practice with a demo account. Now, this is very important. When I say trading is a business, a lot of people, when it comes to losing, they quit or they give up or they don't want they become they have anxiety when it comes to trading. So I'm going to give you a little tip. If trading is a business, then your loss is not a loss, it's a business cost. Everything in business has a cost. And so when you fall short in the market, don't think of it as the end of the world. It's just a business cost. Okay. Think of it as a lesson. Okay. So that's just a little tip from me. Now, with number two, we have an exciting thing that we want to give to you. If you are listening and anyone under the sound of my voice, we have an amazing trading plan and profit calculator from KDT. So if you want that, go ahead and comment trade plan below. Comment trade plan below, and we will give you your own trade plan and a profit calculator so that you can get going and calculating your profits. And one of the things that I love about the formula that we use for our profit calculator is that it helps you reach your goals. Does that make sense? And so you don't want to go into trading just with no plan, with no strategy, with no goal in mind. Okay. And so the trade plan and the profit calculator goes hand in hand. And so we want to give that away to you today. So everyone under the sound of my voice, if you want our trade plan and our profit calculator, just comment in the comment section trade plan, and then we will give it to you as well. And then, of course, practice, practice, practice. I don't know any soccer player, basketball player, or anybody who's never practiced before. And so we want to make sure that you are practicing so that you are ready for the real life trading. And then number three, I'm going to hand this over to Coach Chadwin because he is the best guy for explaining OPM.
Hey.
Go ahead, Coach Edwin.
You know what? When I used to work at my normal job, my 9 to 5, I used to get the credit card of the boss every now and then. Now, it's one thing when you use your own credit card to spend, but it's way better when you use the boss's money to spend. Hey, listen, I don't know if you've had such an experience before, let me know in the chat, but when I get the card and he says, "Listen, go and buy some supplies, and while you're at it, get yourself something as well." That is the best feeling you can possibly have when you're doing a 9 to 5. You know why? Because you're getting to spend other people's money. It's not your own, right? OPM. And that's what we're speaking about today, which is other people's money. The best way to make money is to make it through a leveraged asset, right? Other people's money. Whether you're investing in the stock market, whether you are buying into a business, whether you are doing any of that, eventually what it comes down to is leveraging someone else's skill or someone else's a resource to make money. And so that's what we've created. We created something called Kingdom Wealth Funding. We call it KWF. And that's what you're seeing on your screen right now. All right, you're going to want to make a note of this. It's www, as they used to say in the old days, kingdomwealthfunding.com. Right? Please make a note of that. If this is the first time you're seeing that, make a note of it. It's our capital with your skill. So what are we doing? We are doing exactly what we set out to do. Make it easier for the trader to get involved in the market. Now, we've always said this. Coach Brian has been a big proponent of this very statement, which is trading it levels the playing field. It's the great equalizer. In other words, it gives you access to what the 1% has, and it allows you to get it at a reasonable cost. Now, we say reasonable because at some point it was reasonable. Now it's plain just accessible to everyone, right? It's more than reasonable. Look at what it says. It says unlock up to, yes, 1 million in funding. That's from us. And keep up to 90% of all your profits. Don't you just hate working for someone else and they keep 90% and you see 10%? Now, if you guys saw a stream recently that Coach Brian did, or that in South Africa, for instance, where we come from, 73% of people, and Coach Brian, you're going to help me with a dollar amount here, earn about under $300 a month. Is that correct?
Yeah, $320, sir.
$320 a month. So this is, realistically speaking now, to the 90 people that's joined us, this is less than 10%. You're getting to keep. But we flipped that around. We said, you know what? We want traders who've put in the time to learn the skill to be able to get access to 90% of the profits. How does that sound? If that sounds good, just let me know in the chat. Say good. That's it. Keep it simple. Good. Sounds good. Not only that, we understand that it's not a one-size-fits-all approach. Some people trade stocks. Some people trade Forex. Now, if you haven't heard about Forex yet, make a little note on your page or on your phone or some way, right? That's the one you want to get into, because the leverageability there is truly a great equalizer. Now, while you're watching this, do me a quick favor. Scroll up to the top of this page really quickly, and you're going to see the three of us on there, but something else you're going to see there as well is our new tagline and our new ethos. We have decided we want to make things simpler, better, and faster. Our goal with our education program is to get you funded. Our goal with our funding program is to get you funded. So here's what we've done for you. We've allowed you a evaluation process. In other words, what this simply is for those of you who went to school at some point, and I guess that's probably all of us that's on this group right now, you had to go and do a test. Now, I don't like tests, right? I'm going to be honest with you, I don't like tests, but I know tests is necessary because it's the only thing that allows the teacher or the educator to see whether or not you've acquired the knowledge that you've been taught. Now, one thing I didn't like about tests is that we had this period at the end of the year called exams, right? And that wasn't one test. That was many tests back to back. And it was terrible. I think you guys have the SATs, if I'm correct, Coach Ryan. And so you had all these things that you had to go through to actually pass. But here, what we've done is we've done an industry leading evaluation program. It's one step, one test. You pass one test, and we give you access to funding you cannot even imagine getting. Now, before I show you the kind of funding you can get, this is what we allowed. Low spreads, no hidden rules. If the rule is not on the page, it's not a rule, right? Fast payouts. One thing I don't like to do is you don't want to go to an ATM and type in your PIN number and all of that, and then it say to you, come and get that money in 3 months from now. Not at all, right? Fast payouts. We also went and made sure that various different trading instruments are available. 300 plus trading instruments. No minimum or maximum trading days. Listen, if you pass in 1 day, you pass the test in 1 day. No teacher at school would have said to you, listen, come back and rewrite it tomorrow because you passed it too fast. No, that's just crazy. You do it in 1 day, you pass in 1 day. That's it. Trade your way. You use EAs? It's allowed. Hedging? It's allowed. News? It's allowed. Why? Because we don't want to dictate to you how you should trade. One-step evaluation, no fake simulated environments. If you trade on the demo and you trade on the live, it's the same thing across the board. Now, here's some of the things that we've given you access to. If Coach Cindy, if you will, just scroll down there for me a little bit. And just to give you, as we go further down, look at this. We've given you access right now to up to $1 million in an account size. Pass one evaluation. What's that evaluation? Let's keep it real simple. Your target is to make 10% on your account. And once you do that, you get access to live funds. 25,000, 50,000, 100,000, 300,000, and 500,000. Some people are just sitting there saying, you know what, if all I do is make an extra $1,000 a month or $2,000 a month or $5,000 a month, that will be life-changing for me. Now, let me ask you this question. Would you be able to do that if you had $100,000 to start off with? Would you be able to do that if you had $300,000 to start off? Or even $500,000 to start off? Yes, you probably can. And that's why we're bringing this to you. We're allowing you access to this. Now, how does it work? Because someone might be saying, this sounds too good to be true. And I know, I'm just like you. I don't like things that sound too good to be true, right? You might be saying, man, what happens if I lose the money? Absolutely nothing. If you lose the money, it's on us. We take the risk, right? That's how it works. The investor that's working with us takes the risk. Now, you'd say, but then how do you make money? Well, how they make money is if you succeed, they succeed. 10% of thousands of people's accounts is a lot of money, people. So we are invested in your success. It's important for you to pass so that we can actually see some value. So that's what we're doing. That's what we're bringing to the actual space that we are in. But this is not all, because you might be saying, Coach, but that's good. I know funding, but what about the trading side of things? Well, that's why we're bringing you boot camps. We're bringing you trader reports. We're bringing you intensive training. All of those things are going to be available in this group and in our additional programs. Our question is, are you ready to get involved in that? Are you ready to take the bull by the horns, as they say? And I know we're in trading, so we say bull. Are you ready to take the bull by the horns and actually access what is available unto you? So I'm going to pass it back to Coach Brian right now, but we wanted to show you that this is completely different than you've expected. Let me ask you one last question before I pass it back. If you were in a $100,000 account, let me use this example right in front of you here, and you lost 6% of your own account, right? You would have lost $6,000. But with us, if you lose 6% of your account, you're only losing $1,000. It's a no-brainer. We've reduced your risk almost 5 times. That's what we bring into the field. When you succeed, we succeed. Now, coupled to this, we've just launched a new book recently. So that's going to be coming out as well. We need you to stay connected to this group, because in the next 3 streams, we're going to be talking more about that. We've launched a video education in-depth series as well. So you're going to want to stay connected for that as well. So please stay connected. We have giveaways. Coach Cindy's mentioned one giveaway today. Since I'm speaking about this, let me drop this hint. We're also going to be giving away an account for everyone Ooh, no, not for everyone. Hey, let me change my words here. We're going to be giving it to a select. We'll decide how much people, or one person, or two people, or three people, will decide based on how engaged you are in the chat in the next three upcoming streams. So let's get engaged. Let's get behind this program. Let's get behind this idea. Coach Brian, what else do we have to offer?
Man, you did a job by getting everybody amped up. I just want to stay on this just a little bit, and let's be very real with one another. A lot of people watching this, you've been in the stock market or options. So we know if you're doing options, you need $25,000 unless you don't want to be considered a pattern day trader. Matter of fact, if you trade over 4 to 5 times and you close off round trips, you're flagged. Does everybody understand that? In the stock market, we hear about it all the time, but you have to have enough money to be able to buy enough shares so that you can make some money. So when I look at Forex market, and we'll talk about that in a different training, at a minimum in the United States, 50 to 1 on your money. Now let's go a little bit deeper. Do you know how many people wish they had funding in place so that they don't have to use their own money? So what's so powerful about that? Here's what's powerful about it. If you have the skill, you can unlock the money. Write that down, please. Unlock the skill. If you have the proper skill, the funds will come to you. Now, coach, you talked about what's the incentive, because people always want to know what's the business model. If I'm an investor and I can get thousands of traders on board that are proven, that have followed the system that we have in place, I'd be more than willing to take 10% and they keep 90%. And that's what we've been able to negotiate. But in order for you to get to that place, to pass that evaluation, here's what you have to do. Write this down, please. You got to be serious. I'm going to be very truthful with it, coach. I want to be positive, but I'm a coach. I can't help it. We opened this group up to so many people. We gave free access to a free membership. We had information for people to watch videos. We're talking about high level of excellence. Would you know that out of hundreds of people, maybe only 20% utilized the information and the other 80% did nothing? And so if you're watching if you're hearing me right now, please tell yourself, I refuse to quit and I'm going to be active. A lot of us talk about trading, but we're not doing what it takes to become a trader. So if you're serious about trading, we've created an environment called Connect, Trade, and Grow, but that's going to require you to be active in the group, because we're going to put on the boot camps. We have the books written. We have the curriculum. We've helped hundreds of students. We've got the testimonials. But guess what? That doesn't mean anything if you're not willing to get in the game. So if you're willing to get in the game, type that in the chat, please. Get in the game. And we're going to contact you. What's going to happen after we contact you? We want to have a dialogue a little bit. We're very intentional of who we work with, because we're faith-based, because we're intentional about where we want to go. We just don't accept everybody. We're looking for people that are serious and want to change their financial situation. Does that make sense, ladies and gentlemen? So I'm going to go ahead and pass it on to Coach Cindy. We're not going to be here too long. Coaches, it's at 33 minutes already. You know how it happens when we get on the microphone. But I just wanted to get people ready to go, because I'm tired of seeing people complain. I want to see people win at a high level. But in order for you to win at a high level, please listen to me. You got to sacrifice. And so that's why we've crafted simple, better, faster, so that we can give you that 3-step process to get to where you need to be, pending you're willing to do the work. Coach Cindy, I'm sending it to you right now. Thank you.
Awesome. Exactly. Simple, better, faster. Who wouldn't want that? Making your trading simple, better, and faster. And so, again, step 1, step 2, step 3, it's really, really simple. We want to give you a powerful mindset. We want to multiply your profits. We want to be able to do those risk managements, have a plan, practice on the demo, and then best of it, and best of all, we want to use other people's money. Okay. And so we've crafted a very, very simple course for you guys in order to pass your evaluation with colors and then get funding as well. And so, guys, again, get ready. The world is changing, everything is changing, the economy is unpredictable. Everybody's in a panic and stuff like that. But if you can have control over your finances, your education, and the things that are coming into your life in terms of finances and economics, why wouldn't you want to take advantage of that? Okay, now it's going to require some sacrifice, like Coach Brian said, but I'd rather sacrifice now so that I can gain in the long term. Okay, and so guys, we're very excited about this process. We have been working very, very hard in order for you guys to have a simpler, better, faster way, for you guys to be profitable, in order to learn the skill and then also teach it to other people as well. And so, guys, we love you. Thank you so much for being a part of this group. Again, in order for you to be successful, you have to engage. You have to let us know. Closed mouths don't get fed. Okay. And so this is a two-way street. We have a relationship with one another. Okay. And so this is connect, trade, and grow. Okay. So we want to connect with you, we want to trade with you, and we want to help you grow. That's the reason behind our name. And of course, we want to impact the kingdom of God as well. That's the most important. So I love you guys. Reach out to me. Please comment below if you want a trade plan and profit calculator. Comment below trade plan, and we will reach out to you and send it over to you as soon as possible. Thanks, guys.
I want to say this too. You guys forgive me. I feel like a Baptist preacher right now. Best practices. Best practices. Best practice number one is, as soon as you come into this group, we have a welcome post that we've tagged everybody on. If I were you and I came into this amazing group that is full of resources, I would take about a minute or so to read the steps so that you can maximize that, because we're giving you instructions on what you can do and best practices to win. Number two, make sure that you save this group. Follow the instructions. We do live trainings a couple of times a week. We put out posts that get you thinking. We have boot camps that are coming up. All the major announcements are going to be inside of the group. Does that make sense? Now, also, some people answered questions to come in here. Well, actually, everybody did. So be on the lookout for checking out an email coming from support@kingdomdaytraders.com or kingdomdaytraders.com. We'll let you know when we have live trainings, when we have boot camps. We're going to do a book release as well. This book was priced at $99. We're going to be doing a promotion. Make sure that you get this book, because we're going to be doing a bonus with it as well. And we have limited copies available where we want to get these things and go through the training. And we're teaching you a strategy. Does that make sense? But here's the thing, and you've heard this before. You can bring a horse to water, but you can't make them drink it. So we're doing our part. We're creating the group. We're creating the safe spaces. We're doing the trainings. We're connecting with you at deeper levels. But you have to want this bad enough if you want to see the change. So with that being said, say this with me, please. Mindset, multiplication, and management, the M3 strategy. And also on this as well, simple, better, and faster. It's been Coach Brian King. Thank you. God bless.